It's 6:12 a.m. when I hear the familiar lowing of my cows through the open kitchen window. Morning dew clings to the grass like silver lace, and the rising sun casts long amber fingers across the pasture. I pour my coffee, steam rising, and lean on the windowsill watching my girls, 30 head of purebred Wagyu, graze in slow, majestic calm. I worked 10 years for this land. 200 acres of rolling hills just outside Sweetwater Ridge. A gated community with just enough space between neighbors to breathe, but not quite enough to ignore the way they look at me. I'm the only black rancher in a neighborhood full of Teslas and wine clubs. Most folks keep to themselves. Except her. "Morning, girls," I whisper to my cows, tapping the window. They lift their heads in unison, recognizing me. These aren't just livestock. Each one is registered, DNA certified. I've raced them from calves. The meat from just one of them can sell for over 10 grand. They are my legacy. The fence line is just visible from here. Aluminum posts and reinforced steel mesh I paid extra for. Nothing's getting through that. Or so I thought. I take my mug to the porch. There's a stillness in the air that doesn't sit right. A subtle offness. Like the way the birds have gone quiet. I scan the property again. And there she is. Across the cul-de-sac, standing stiff as a broom handle behind her hydrangeas. Arms crossed like she owns the air. Karen Whitmore, head of the HOA, 3-time president of the Garden Club, and self-declared enforcer of neighborhood standards. Her eyes follow me. She's been watching me every day since I moved in last spring. At first it was little things, passive-aggressive notes in the mailbox. "Please remember HOA rules prohibit unsightly farm equipment near the driveway." Then came the complaints: unpermitted fencing, livestock odor, unauthorized signage. I keep all the letters in a folder labeled nonsense. I tip my hat anyway. "Morning, Ms. Whitmore," I call out. She doesn't answer. Instead, she turns and heads back into her pristine white colonial, shutters closed like judgmental eyelids. I shake it off. I've got a full day ahead. Feeding, vet checkups, an investor flying in from Austin this afternoon to tour the herd. I built this ranch from grit and savings, fought for loans that were denied twice for risk concerns, and still clawed my way into one of the richest zip codes in the county. I'm not about to let some bitter woman in a pastel sweater vest rattle me. Still, something tugs at the edge of my mind. A crow calls once, sharp, urgent. I glance back at the fence. Just for a second. Is that a gap? I blink. No. Can't be. But the feeling won't go away. The kind of itch you can't scratch. The kind that tells you peace is only the silence before the storm. And this morning? It's too quiet. By noon the air hums with heat. The sun beats down on the pasture like it's angry, and the cicadas scream in the trees. I wipe sweat from my brow and refill the water trough, but something's off. The cows are skittish. Usually they gather near the fence after lunch, lounging in the shade of the big sycamore tree. But today they're clustered near the barn, hooves shifting, ears twitching, eyes locked on something I can't see. I check the gate locked. I check the perimeter cameras. Nothing odd, just the usual loop. Still that feeling creeps back in. A low growl of worry in my gut. I decide to do a fence check. I hop on the ATV and ride the perimeter, wheels crunching over gravel and dry brush. Half a mile down I spot it. A section of fence near the back. The side that borders the walking trail has been clipped. Clean. Not torn, not sagging. Clipped. With bolt cutters maybe. Wide enough for a full-grown steer to slip through. My heart drops. I hop off, crouch, and run my fingers along the metal. The cut edges gleam silver in the sun, fresh. This was done last night. Or early this morning. Suddenly I hear a voice behind me. Oh dear, did the cows get out? I turn. Karen Whitmore stands just beyond the trail, wearing a wide-brimmed sun hat, gardening gloves, and that smug smile she always hides behind faux concern. She's got her little designer dog tucked under one arm and a clipboard in the other. "They're all accounted for," I say, standing up. My tone is flat. Controlled. "You out for a walk?" "I was just trimming some ivy back along the path. You know, beautification matters." Her eyes flick to the fence. Such a shame, really. So agricultural. Not quite in keeping with the neighborhood's aesthetic. I narrow my eyes. "This fence is on my land." She doesn't flinch. "Oh, I know. But since your property lines up with our shared trail, it technically impacts the HOA's visual standards." I've already submitted a review request. A review request? He's got paperwork ready. I glance back at the cut section. My blood starts to simmer. You didn't see anyone near the fence? I ask. Her smile widens. Nope. Though I did see a large animal wandering around last night. Might have been one of yours. Or a coyote. Hard to tell. I clench my jaw. The unspoken part of her words hangs in the air like smoke. You people and your animals don't belong here. She shifts the dog in her arms and adds sweetly, I do hope you're not accusing me of anything, Mr. Rivers. That would be quite inappropriate. I say nothing. Because I don't have proof, yet. But I've seen that look before. Entitlement dressed in pearls. The same look that's followed me through banks, job interviews, and now apparently HOA meetings. The fence was cut. She knows something. And if she thinks this is over, she's about to learn what happens when you mess with a man's land, and his legacy.